So here you see now that we actually have a gap here. So that means that I would like to take a look at long ways on this one, but it looks like I need to stretch it more there, stretch it more there. So let me take a look at this. Yes, so I can see it from this view, you can see that we still have an inner curve here. And I need to stretch that more. It looks like I have an inner curve here too, so I probably have shrunk it too much there. So let's stretch those two. So you see that is probably close enough there now. It is, I have little gap if I let it be free there. So I should stretch it little more in the center. It doesn't take much on the stretcher, but there it is. But instead of doing a lot in one spot, spread it out with more steps and less pressure instead. So the next step is to do the bead on the bottom. So before I do that, I would like to put a line here. If you're bending something like that and you have a bigger radius there, if that happened, what you can do is you can use this type of setup in the bead roller. And this is a flat one on the bottom and a tipping die on the top. The tipping die means that it's still flat, but it's a little angle to it. And if I want to make this more crisp, I can actually run this, and I can do that just so you see that how it can be done. I don't have so much radius there, but you will see the difference when this is done. That's all it takes to make that little more crisp in the corner. I'm going to flip it over so you can see it on the other side as well. But you see this is much more crisp now, and that means that it's easier to put the bead in there now. So let's change the dies in the other bead roller and we can run the bead. I'm going to put the bead in, and I put a pair of those dies that is 2.5 millimeter radius, so it's 5 millimeter wide, like 3/16. Now when I run this, and I'm going to do this, turn this down all the way. The tape is here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I know that I need to go 4 turns down. 3 and 4. Now I know that I am all the way down there, okay? So now when I start this, I don't want to stop until I'm over here. Because if I stop, it's easier that it's going to be little crooked. So now I'm going to start the machine, and I have the right pedal, so now maybe I should go a little slower. And if this wasn't crisp in the bottom there, it will be very difficult to run that bead in that corner. And because this is a dashboard that you see in front of you, you see the whole thing, not just the left and the right side. You see both. So it's important to get a nice flow on the bead. And stop there. So that's what it's going to look like. Hope I did a good job there. So you see that this piece here is not 90 degrees. I need to go to the sandbag and use a dolly and hammer this up to 90 degrees and then check so it's flat to the table again, and then we have the top to do. So first you see that this comes up a little bit. So okay, and now I'm going to hammer this. So I'm using this type of dolly. This is my favorite too. And I have that support down in the corner. Like that. Now it's 90 degrees, but I need to check this if this is straight. So I go over to the table. So because of that bead that we put in there on the bottom, we can see that it have changed this one a little bit because it was straight before. So here I can see if I hold this one down, I can see that it's good all the way to here. This part is good all the way to here, actually to the center. And then I do the same thing there, and there I see a little gap there, so there I need to stretch it just a little bit. So it looks like it's in the center here that is actually rocking. So I go ahead and stretch it just a little bit there, and then shrink it a little bit there, and it should be fine. I think I did too much. I think I need to. It really helps to look long ways on the panel on an edge like that. If I look long ways, I can see what's going on. And it was rocking a little here in the center. So let's check to the table again. So I have a little tension on it now, but that will go away when I roll that with a rubber band. But you see there now, that means that that one is straight there, so I'm good there. If this was a dashboard that you would like to have a little curve, I mean, you can shrink or stretch that as whatever you want. So let me mark out the top, because I need to mark it on the back side, because that's what I'm going to see when I roll it with a rubber band. And I think I'm going to take one of those. So I think I'm going to So this is a way for me to do it when I'm by myself. I can draw a line here now. Doesn't need to be exactly with a line, but it gives me a little idea that I have about 3/4 of an inch above that bead there where I can roll it with a rubber band. So let's go over to the English wheel, and I'm going to roll this part. So we get that done, and then we are done. So I'm using the English wheel with a rubber band, and the rubber band, if you have watched earlier videos, that means that the lower wheel pushing up the sheet in the soft rubber and only going to bend it 2 dimension. Excuse me. With 2 solid wheels, it will be stretched and it will be a convex shape. With the rubber band on, and it's an inner tube from a truck tire, it's only going to bend it 2 dimension. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to roll that, but I can't start here. I can't start on the line because the top wheel is going to smash the bead. So I can't do that. But if I start here on the top on the corner, it starts bending it a little, and that means that I can go closer. As soon as this tips down and bending, I can go closer to that. So you can see here now already, I'm not bending it, it's the rubber band that bends it, okay? Now you see when this tipping down, then I can go closer to the blue line. So there you can see what it looks like. I'm happy with that. And you can actually see where the rubber band bends it. So now I'm turning it around and I'm going to do this side. I think I'm happy with it there. So there you can see what it looks like from the back side. And there you can see what it looks like from the front. So I think that's all I had for now. But if you want an opening for the gauges, you need to do that the first thing before you do those 2 beads. So you can turn it around in the bead roller and get in there. It can be done in my bead roller to do that elliptical reset there with the flame dies. So that can be done, but you need to do that first. Now I can't reach in there, I can't do it now. So we are done. So I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have desire to make something like that, I hope you can learn from this video. And if you want more information about classes or equipment, you can go to www.lazzemetalshaping.com. Thank you for watching.